Opposition says government ignored fire hazard warnings. 6 charged for prison escape. And offshore production more than doubles. I'm Rico Beaufort, and this is Uncut News. Do you see news happening? Send us a tip on WhatsApp at 592-659-6151. Opposition MP Dawn Hastings-Williams revealed that the Ministry of Education had been warned against locking children in dorms after a deadly fire in 2008, which claimed the lives of 3 children. The recent Marty incident, which claimed the lives of 19 children, had similar circumstances. Investigations revealed that the heavily grilled building had no smoke detectors, fire hydrants, or adequate safety measures. Hastings-Williams called for better safety measures and basic necessities in dormitories, including a dorm mother-to-student ratio and more than 1 guardian. Meanwhile, the leader of the opposition said while the government's response has been, quote, reasonable, the ministers, Manik-Chan, Edgell, and Dr. Frank Anthony should resign due to several lapses in these systems. And in light of this, Starbrook News reported that the fire hazard at the school dorm was identified following an inspection by the Martyr arm of the fire service, first in November of 2022 and as recently as February of 2023. This is truly a land of avoidable tragedies. But you know what? It's even worse when you consider the fact that the coalition actually had 5 years to do something about this, but did not. And these are the people who want you to vote for them. Anyway, 2 girls rescued from the Martyrs Secondary School dorm fire remain in critical condition, whilst 7 others are stable in the pediatric high dependency unit at the Georgetown Public Hospital. All girls admitted to the Martyr District Hospital have been discharged, and 11 girls who were sent home without seeing a doctor were transported to Georgetown for an assessment. Now for elections-related news. The European Union Election Observer Mission for Guyana's 2020 elections has stated that political parties must first agree on a method of cleaning the voters list before deciding on the use of biometric verification of voters at polling stations. The mission believes that the political actors must reach consensus on how to improve the voter register and urge them to act in good faith and put Guyana first. As if that'll ever happen. Come on. Anyway. But, according to the government, there are already sufficient amounts of safeguards at the polling stations to prevent voter impersonation in the names of migrants and deceased persons. Which means you already know there's definitely some jiggery-pokery going on. Speaking of unethical behavior, now for crime news. While the cops are still looking for psychopathic killer / hide-and-go-seek enthusiast Mark Royden Williams, Prison Superintendent Alexander Hopkinson, his second in charge, Oldfield Romulus, Officer Conroy Hosanna, and Officer Omar Witherspoon were charged, along with Venezuelan national Frangeline Flores and Pericas Nakatona Rajmahan Utah, for conspiring with others unknown to allow Williams to escape. A $10 million Guyana reward has been offered for any information that can lead to Williams' arrest. It's like crisis after crisis is just happening. We just can't catch a break. A boat traveling along the Pomeroon River caught fire due to a spark caused by a wire being connected to a battery today. All occupants, including the captain, escaped unharmed by jumping overboard and being rescued by another boat. The incident was not reported to the police at the time of the publication. Nevertheless, Starbrook News still talked about it. Independence Day is coming up, so it's time to declare independence from breakdowns with Powered Automotive. They have reliable, high-quality truck parts and spares for your truck at amazing prices. Visit them at Lot 490 EE Eccles, or call or WhatsApp them on telephone number 697-0171. Save big on truck parts at Powered Automotive, the #1 heavy-duty truck parts store in Guyana. Tired of waiting on hold, tracking down a delivery driver, or carrying cash for your food orders? GTEats is here to make your life easier. Guyana's first cashless food ordering and delivery app. Choose from Georgetown's top restaurants, pay securely with your card, and get your food delivered right to your doorstep. With the convenience of being able to order from your phone and the added feature of tracking your order, GTEats is the ultimate solution for all your food needs. Download the app on Apple and Android stores and start ordering the easy way today. Police Sergeant Rolando of the Guyana Police Force has been charged with stealing a Glock 17 9mm pistol from the government of Guyana between January the 23rd and 24th in Georgetown. Sandy was granted bail in the sum of $100,000 and instructed to return to court on June the 13th. It's very disturbing, though, that you can be put on bail for such a serious gun crime for only $100,000, but oh well. Speaking of gun crimes, Kanu discovered a large quantity of ammunition at an abandoned home in Avocado Square, East Rumfeld, Georgetown. This included 640 caliber rounds, 333 38 caliber rounds, 33 45 caliber rounds, and 107 22s, bringing it to a total of 1,070 rounds of ammunition found. No arrests were made, but investigations are ongoing. Kwesi Lewis has been charged with 4 counts of fraud for falsely promising to acquire U.S. and Canadian visas for individuals in exchange for money. The charges include obtaining sums of money for various individuals between August of last year and February of this year, and falsely pretending to be in the position to acquire said visas. The U.S. Embassy in Georgetown had recently warned the public about visa scams and reiterated that paying someone will not improve chances of getting a visa. So don't get scammed, people. Just do it the normal way. The police in Region 3 arrested a 28-year-old man from Parika Facade for allegedly breaking into a woman's house in Hydroni on the east bank of Essequibo and stealing clothing, electric tools, and a boat engine. The stolen items were recovered from the suspect's possession, and he later admitted to committing the offense. He is currently in police custody and is likely to be charged soon. Now for today's oil update. According to court records, the Environmental Protection Agency submitted an unsigned insurance policy to the High Court that would expire a week later in an attempt to argue against the need for an unlimited parent company guarantee. The policy, provided by Exxon, covers both the Liza 1 and Liza 2 projects, but it is unclear whether it has been renewed since it expired over 3 months ago. The policy was also seen as inadequate and raises questions regarding its legality. The EPA lost the court case to 2 Guyanese men who argued that the burdens of a spill would be on the backs of Guyanese should the parent company of Exxon, the local affiliate, not sign the parent company guarantee required under the Liza 1 environmental permit by our nation's laws. The judge ruled that the insurance provided by the local affiliate of Exxon was not in keeping with industry standard, and the EPA has since filed an appeal of the ruling. And finally, ExxonMobil's Liza field offshore Guyana produced 45 million barrels of crude in the first 4 months of this year, a 163% increase from the same period last year due to the introduction of the Liza Unity FPSO vessel and the startup of Liza Phase 2. Guyana is expected to produce over 130 million barrels this year, with the sector expected to grow 35.6% this year. Production offshore Guyana is expected to see further growth later this year, with the Payara project expected to achieve first oil by the end of the year and debottlenecking of the Liza Phase 2 project.
Robbery season might be over, but the streets are still mean. That's why you need to get security for your home or business with Sheriff Security. Sheriff Security has well-trained guards, armed and unarmed patrol, marine patrol, canine services. These people even got drones. Why? Because your security is their highest priority. You've seen the rest, now hire the best. Hire Sheriff Security Service today.
Now for our Uncut News Views Poll question of the day. Every day we pose a question about current events in Ghana, the region, the diaspora, and how you feel it plays to us. Last night I asked, how do you feel about the government and opposition's handling of the tragedy?
But before we get to that, I'm proud to announce our latest addition to the Noble Army, Richard Singh, who is supporting us at the reporter level, the highest level of monthly support we've received so far. So thank you, Richard Singh. And also, a special thank you to David Griffith, Dion Nascimento, Project Zero, and Dimitri V. I appreciate you all. And if you're watching at home and you'd like to support our movement, just hit the link in the video description.
Colin Pratt says, I think this is the first time the government and the opposition agree to something that is in the interest of the country and not have political points to score. I guess they're being mature. If you feel so, but I think they've been kind of milking the tragedy in some ways. Everett Lawrence says, this is not about political mileage. It is about calling a spade a spade. There was definitely negligence, and stuff flows from the top down, not the bottom up. Indeed, you are right about that. Marsha LaRose says, I don't think there are. I think they are using this to campaign for the local government elections, and both sides are doing it. At least they've convinced me that they're genuine with their actions, but that's just my opinion. Indeed. And finally, Richie K says, seems like the current regime would rather blame the arsonists than take accountability that the opposition is trying to hold them to. Political tribalism means common sense has been tossed out the window. Fire safety doesn't discriminate. Black, brown, red, white, or yellow. All burn the same. Praying for forward progress in Guyana. Me too, Richie, me too. Now for tonight's question. Since tomorrow's Independence Day, I want to leave on a happy note. So I want to know, where are you currently, and what does Independence Day mean to you? I really want to hear some Independence Day greetings. So, think about that question. Tell us in the comments below. If your response is good enough, we just might feature it in our next episode. Anyway, that's all the time we have for tonight, and check us out on tomorrow for another one. Until then, I'm Rico Bullfoot saying, good night, folks.